Hey, welcome to another edition of In Depth with the Bengals. I'm Jerry Miller, and our guest today is no stranger to Idaho State University athletics. He's been here a while. He came to play football, and now he is coaching. Aaron Prier, great to see you.
Great to see you, man. I'm excited. You always make me feel important.
Well, it's flip-flop, trust me. I'm the one that's blessed to be able to interact with all of you. Let's set the scene by telling people how long you've been at ISU and how you ended up here and where you came from.
Okay. Yeah, so originally I'm from Richmond, California. I'm with the Salesian High School. It's a private school in Richmond. I was recruited out of high school by Idaho State and signed that letter of intent in 2011. Came here, as you know, I came as an athlete. First 3 games, I played corner, then moved back to running back, and then moved to corner again and the receiver. Kind of been all over the place as a player. And then went back home after I graduated for a year, did some work in accounting. Wasn't really my thing. Got that itch for the game again. I was blessed with the opportunity to come back in GA. I kept in contact with some of the coaches here, so built that relationship. So when the position opened up, they called me. I came right away on a whim. Took the GRE. Didn't even know if I passed. Just came. Luckily, I made it. I grabbed my master's about a year later. When Coach Fennessy got that job as a head coach, he hired me on full time, which was a blessing in itself. So I've been working with the tight ends for the past few years, and then I just moved to having the slots and recruiting coordinator. So I've been here since 2011, pretty much with a year away. So I don't know, what's that, about a third of my life? It's just been in Pocatello, Idaho. So
That's kind of crazy. And I've mentioned this to you before. I'll never forget the game at Eastern Washington when you got hurt in that game, and that pretty much put a damper on your playing a lot of football after that. But
for sure.
What was that like to go through
Man.
that kind of injury when
you
had so many hopes and dreams?
Yeah, man, that was, to be honest, Jerry, that was probably the darkest point in my life, man. I mean, just my playing career, for those first few years, I played running back. We were in an offense where we didn't run the ball at all. We were breaking passing attempt records, so I didn't really get to do much at that spot. And then, my senior year, I moved to wide receiver, and I was really excited about it, just because we throw the ball a lot, and I felt like I could contribute a little more. So I was excited about it, man. I was excited for the season. We were actually finally winning games, which we hadn't done, in all my years there. I mean, we had some pretty bad seasons. So, I was just happy to be a part of it, and then to have it in the 4th, 5th game of the season and not be able to go out there with my guys, man, it was tough. I never had an injury before that, a serious injury. That was my first serious injury. I've been playing football since I was 8. So it was – it was tough, but I did have a good group of people around me that helped me push through that, man. I mean, it ended up being a blessing in disguise, to be honest. At the time, you're like, why? But looking back at it, I think that was one of the better things that happened to me. I was able to, get closer with a lot of guys. And then also it kind of showed my character. I think that's why Coach Kramer part of the reason why he brought me back to GA was because of that. And I think that having that missing year made me want to get back into it, because coaching is the next best thing, man. It's the next best thing from playing. So
I was going to ask you about playing versus coaching. What is special about coaching the game for you?
Seeing my guys do well, man. I mean, I'm big on – I really – the biggest thing for me is those relationships. Like, I'm big on relationships with my guys, I have an open door policy. We're pretty close as a group, and I try to make sure that we're that way. So if I'm yelling at them, they know it's coming from a place of love. So to see those guys battle throughout the week and practice and then go out on Saturdays and do well, or even, study and going to study hall, and then they come back and they text me, hey, I got an A on my test, man. Like, that type of stuff, man, fires me up. Just seeing those guys succeed, academically and athletically and socially as well. I mean, one of my guys was, not that long ago was telling me how he wanted to go do this community service thing. And I was just proud of him to even bring it up, to even think to want to do that, but those are the things that really fire me up as a coach, seeing those guys excel in all aspects of life, where it's different as a player. It's kind of, you want to see your team do well and you want to do well, but it's like I'm kind of living through these guys, to be honest. I'm the biggest fans.
Well, I think you were born to be a coach, Aaron. And
Appreciate that.
I look at your enthusiasm. Who have been the people in your life that you feel that have prepared you the most for the role you have now?
Well, I gotta start with God first. Just with some of the situations he's thrown my way, and I think that's really built me to get me to where I am today. And then also my parents, man. My parents did a great job of raising me. They were divorced. They did a great job of co-parenting, and it's almost weird how great of a job they did. I mean, they used to ride up to my games together with their new spouses in the same car for 11 hours from California just to come support me, man. It was kind of crazy, but they always just brought me up with love. And my dad, he actually coached me pretty much my whole life, from football to baseball. Baseball was actually my first sport, but every sport I played, he was one of the coaches there. So just seeing his style of coaching and how he was with me and some of the other guys, and then also just the guys that I've met, now that I've started in the career. Coach Shafia has been a great mentor to me. Coach Fairder, Coach Finn. I mean, everybody on this staff has really done a great job of helping mold me to be a better coach. And I've taken little things from everybody I've come in contact with. So there's a long list of people that's helped me get to where I am today, to be honest.
You recently became, over the past year, you became the recruiting coordinator
I did.
at ASU. And tell me about how that came to pass.
So it's funny because Coach Fairder and Coach Coop and I mean a few of the other coaches had already been kind of sprinkling little things in my ear just about possibly taking on that role as a recruiting coordinator, because we didn't have one at the time. So I just kind of started, writing some stuff up, trying to get some ideas, bouncing ideas off of guys before the position even presented itself. And then Coach Finn didn't say anything to me initially, but he waited until we had a signing day party thing with the boosters, and he announced it then that I was going to be the recruiting coordinator, man. And I was excited just to be able to give back. I feel like I'm able to give back to the place that gave so much to me and help provide guys opportunities. And I was already kind of doing that as a position coach, but I feel like I have more of a direct impact now being the recruiting coordinator. So I'm excited for it. Obviously, it was good timing, but then COVID hit. So it was like as soon as I got the position, COVID hit. So that changed things for us dramatically, having to adjust on the fly. But with the support I have from the staff and my little think tank group that we have, they helped me out with recruiting. So we've done a great job of adjusting, I say.
What does a recruiting coordinator at ISU do?
Coordinate everything we're recruiting. I mean, from finding guys to making sure. And so if guys send me, people from LA or the Inland Empire, I make sure those guys get to the proper coaches. We've been using a program called Front Rush, where we have all our information, all our recruits in there. So I make sure we have our board set up by position, master offer board, all that stuff. We have an evaluation pipeline that I have to make sure is nice and clean for everybody. It's really a system that makes recruiting easier, especially during COVID. We use that quite a bit, just being able to they can put everything in there, from their parents' names to numbers, emails, film, everything is on that thing. So it kind of makes my job easier. My thing is I just have to make sure it's organized. And then obviously once we start doing recruiting visits and all that stuff, I'll have a heavy hand in that, me and Tyson Munns. So right now during COVID, there's only so much we can do as far as recruiting wise. We can't go out and see guys. But, me and Coach Finn have worked together and making sure that we're still doing everything we can to, get the guys that fit our program.
What can you do to recruit players in this situation?
Man, right now it's really all about building those relationships, to be honest. I mean, we can't go see guys. So we don't really know if that kid's 5'10" or 6'3", like he says, So that's the tough part about it, that eye test. You can't see guys in camp, but what we can do is do our due diligence and evaluating, talking to the coaches, talking to to their parents, building those relationships with the kids so that when they do open things up, we don't miss a beat. So that's really been the biggest thing, just trying to make sure we're getting those calls in. Here at Idaho State, one of our biggest selling points of this program is our coaching staff. We're not going to say we have the best facilities, but we do the best we can with what we have, and we make it like it's the best facilities, But, as a staff, we have a young staff. Coach Finn did a great job of putting together a good staff. So, we got to sell that during this time and sell our culture and even our players. Sometimes we'll get on FaceTime. I'll get on FaceTime with recruits and I have a player pop in or something, just to show, how we are as a program. So that's really been the biggest thing, man, just building those relationships and turning over every rock we can to try to find guys.
Why do you think Coach Finn picked you for this job?
So, yeah, I really don't like talking about myself like that, Jerry, but I don't know. I think I'm a pretty cool guy, and and when it comes to personality and I think Finn has seen the way I interact with everyone and even when we have recruiting trips before I was recruiting coordinator, I'm making sure that all the parents are, they feel welcome and they feel the family environment. But, I think just me being the young guy, I'm the youngest coach on the staff. So I think I have the closest I think I relate well to the guys coming in, even though I'm older than them. I mean, these kids are not even born in the 90s anymore. I'm trying to get used to that. It makes me feel old. But, I think I am the closest one as far as age and then just being able – I know one thing he mentioned about me, just my ability to learn and eagerness to learn and sit back. And I've tried to do that since I've been here. So I think he just sees that drive in me. And I don't know. I have to ask him. That's a great question. I'll ask him after this.
Well, I'm going to ask you another tough question.
Okay.
I'm an 18-year-old high school athlete. Give
Okay.
me a recruiting pitch to come and play for ISU.
Ooh, recruiting pitch right now? Okay. Wait, and you're Jerry Miller?
Yeah, sure.
18-year-old Jerry Miller. Okay. So, Jerry Miller, I'll tell you one thing, man. I know you look at some of these other schools and, they may have a little bit more funds than us and, the big facilities and all the flashy things. And we're not going to promise you all those things. But what we will probably promise you is a great education. That's something we hang our hats on, whether you're in the business, whether you're into, I don't know, if you want to be an engineer. We got a bunch of guys who are engineers. We'll promise you a great education. We'll promise you you're going to have fun when you come here. We have a young staff that Coach Finn put together and fun, and we're going to have fun. We're going to handle business. But ultimately, you're going to enjoy your experience entirely as a student athlete at Idaho State. We're a family environment. We're big on family. You're going to see kids running around here sometimes, coaches' kids. You're going to meet everybody's wives. Your parents are going to feel right at home when they come here. So I promise you that experience is, when it comes to that, it's better than any other school, hands down. So if you're into the glamour and all that stuff, or if you're into getting a great education and the opportunity to play football, high quality of football in the Big Sky level, because everybody knows Big Sky is one of the best conferences, I will come to Idaho State.
Aaron, you're awesome. Give me an LOI. I'll get that baby.
And that was on the spot too. I got different pitches for different guys, because some guys are into different things. Some parents want to hear certain things, but it just kind of depends. I try to gauge on, what they want to hear. And I don't sugarcoat it. I'm going to be honest with every parent. I'll be honest with every student, whatever questions they ask. But, I try to gear it towards, what they're really looking for. Some guys want to hear a lot more about the academic side. Some guys want to hear how our coaching styles are. Some guys want to hear about how it is outside of campus, So I try to gear it towards who I'm talking to for sure.
What are you guys doing to get ready for a crazy spring football season?
Well, right now we're still I mean, we're still grinding away, to be honest. We've been working out still, still been having meetings. We've been doing 7-on-7, which has been nice, just to get out there and throw the ball around. So we're still handling business as far as that, and obviously the guys are going to class and doing study hall. But yeah, as far as that, we're doing it as best as we can. The guys are still required to wear their mask. We go 2 different groups for 7-on-7 and all our workouts and stuff, since everybody can't be, we can't have all 100 guys in one place. So still trying to follow the guidelines of getting their temperatures checked and doing all those things, taking all the right precautions. But we're still kind of pedal to the metal right now and still trying to get guys better. We really want to take advantage of this time. We got a lot of young guys that came in, and this is really going to be great for them because they get some extra time to, prepare and get adjusted to college football. So, and really offensively, we got a whole new team just about. So I think it's actually a plus for us, and that's how we're attacking it. So we're just using this time to get better and be better prepared for the spring.
Aaron, you talk about the family atmosphere in the program at ISU. This offseason was pretty big for you in terms of family. Talk about what has changed in your life personally and how you think that's helping you as a human being.
I think I know what you're poking at. So, well, actually, it was last year.
Yeah, last year you brought somebody else in your family.
So when you're growing up, Jerry, you make a lot of decisions are made for you. So when you start getting older, when I graduated high school, I made quite a bit of decisions on my own that were life-changing. Signing that national letter of intent to come to Idaho State was life-changing. Accepting the job to be able to do this and fall in love with this, being in coaching, that was life-changing for me. Switching from strawberry jelly to grape jelly on my peanut butter jelly sandwiches, man, life-changing. If you don't eat strawberry jelly, you should try it. But those are big life-changing decisions, man. And last July was Crystal, man, that was the biggest. That blows all those out of the water, man. That was the biggest, best decision I ever made.
You got married.
I got married, man. I got married to my best friend. We've been I've known her since middle school. We've known each other for quite a long time and have been friends for years. So, it's just nice to be able to have somebody, because this world doesn't have enough love, Jerry, I'll be honest. So to be able to go home and know that when you're going home, you're going somewhere where you feel loved. We got our 2 little dogs now, and it's just me and her, and she's been a great support, man. I wouldn't be able to – I don't think it'd be tough for me to get through, some of the things that I've had to get through without her. So, and that was definitely the best decision I think I've ever made, man. That was the best day of my life. We had a great time. I don't know if you've seen did you see the dance video?
I have not.
Oh, I'm going to have to send it to you, Jerry. It's on YouTube, man. We went viral. It was a great time. So, yeah, man, Crystal, I know she's probably going to be watching this. So was that good? Was that good what I just said? She'll like that?
Yeah, she'll love it.
Okay. Just want to make sure so I don't get in trouble later.
Well, Aaron, you talk about there not being enough love in the world, but I can tell, and I know that ISU fans can tell from listening to you, that everybody around the Bengals gets love from Aaron Prier. And
Absolutely.
We're just blessed to have you here in our lives.
Appreciate that, Jerry.
We appreciate you and all you do for the Bengals, and I want to wish you the best of luck, and I just can't wait to be there with you this spring when things kick off.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to see you. I'll probably catch you on one of these post-game interviews again, huh?
Yeah, that'd be great. Would love to have you talk about the Bengal win.
Sounds good, Jerry. Appreciate you.
You bet. Aaron Prier, assistant coach at ISU, recruiting coordinator for the Bengals. He got me signed up today, so
let's go. That's a win.
There you go. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it, Jerry. Take care.
You bet. That's another In Depth with Idaho State University.